What's happening, everyone? D-Fish Keeper here, and I'm gonna get straight to the story. As soon as I got home, I seen this orange paper on my door, and I'm like, what the heck is this? I get it out, and then I go to reading it, and it says precautionary disinfection procedures for your tap water, and I just start freaking out. Like, head count, head count, head count. Is everyone okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. If anything's about to harm my tanks, I go into complete defense mode. Like, these guys are like part of the family pretty much. They're like my kids on top of my actual kids. The acceptable uses of this tap water right now are washing dishes, washing clothes, bathing, washing cars. Actually, on here it says in parentheses, bathing as long as you do not expose wounds to water, and washing cars and household cleaning. Unacceptable uses would be drinking water, brushing teeth. But anyways, all jokes aside, everyone was there. All of my tanks are okay, which is really good. But anyways, I got back to looking at this paper right here, and the paper said this will be in effect for the next 48 hours until they give further notice. It's been a whole day and I haven't got any further notice, and pretty much telling us that we need to boil our water before using it if we plan on drinking it or anything like that, which is crazy. So what I decided to do was, I kind of want to see what exactly is going on with my city's water. So I got this container right here, and I'm about to go ahead and test my water quality right now. I'm going to test the nitrates, I'm going to test the KH, and I'm going to also go ahead and test the phosphates and see what exactly is going on with the water right now, because this is crazy. So the first thing we're going to do right now is fill this up with some sink water. I'm going to let the sink actually run for a little bit to have a pinkish tint on it or whatever. So we've got our water right here, and we're going to go ahead and test it. Alright, so the first test that we're going to be doing is the KH, also known as the hardness of the water. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this up and get my 5 milliliters of water, and we are going to figure out just how hard this water is pretty much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop 1 drop of this at a time into this capsule, and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go like this. It's going to turn blue, as you can see here, and once it turns yellow is when I am completely done with the test. For those of you who aren't familiar with the freshwater and saltwater API test kits, it's a really good thing that you probably should have if you have an aquarium, so you can test the parameters of your water and figure out exactly what your fish are swimming in. So it's 2 drops and we're still blue. And there it is, the water is yellow. Alright guys, so now that we've checked the KH, we're going to go ahead and check the PO, which is the phosphate of the water, and see where the phosphates are now. So for phosphates, what we're going to do is use this test solution number 1 right here, bottle number 1. And we're going to go ahead and pour 6 drops of bottle number 1 into here, and then we're going to shake it for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's 6 drops right there into the capsule or whatever. So we're going to go ahead and shake it for 5 seconds. Not really counting right now, but give it a little guesstimate of 5 seconds. Probably be around about now. So now that that's been shaken up, we're going to go ahead and take test solution number 2 and put that in here, 6 drops of that, and we're going to go ahead and shake that up for another 6 drops. So that would be, and this one's a little harder, I forgot about that. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as you can see right here, the capsule changed color from the yellowish tint that it had to blue once it got capsule number 2, test solution number 2 added to it. So we're going to go ahead and shake this for 5 seconds. And we're going to go ahead and let that sit. Now that we got that done, we're going to go ahead and let the phosphate sit for 3 minutes because that's what's recommended for the test. And next up, we are going to use the nitrates and figure out what's going on with the nitrates as well. I'm going to go ahead and fill this up before I try to pour this in here. I'm just like really eager to figure out what's going on, or at least if I can figure out what's going on with just this retest. So we're going to go ahead and drop 10 drops into here of this solution. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's 10 drops of nitrate test solution number 1. And we're going to go ahead and convert this for 5 seconds while also shaking test solution number 2 for about 30 seconds. And that is the nitrate test solution. So we're going to go ahead and sit that right here. And hopefully we get some answers out of what's going on with the sink water. So while we're sitting here and waiting for the test results to come in, I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys about how important it is to use things like dechlorinators in your tank whenever you're using tap water as a supply. Like let's say you don't have the money to go out and fill up mad buckets and mad jugs of water because you have huge tanks, and just using your tap water is a lot easier and a lot more readable and accessible to you. Using things like the dechlorinator and things like stress coat and like prime, things that help your fish cope with the chlorine and other additives in our tap water really help your fish in the long run, because long-term exposure to tap water with chlorine and stuff like that in that with stuff like that in it really harm your fish, and it really helps out in the long run because it can give your fish much more of a longer, healthier life. If you guys want to see some of the products that I tend to use on my tanks, I'll leave the links in the description below. But anyways, just like I was mentioning, the reverse osmosis, the RODI, I've been wanting to get one of those setups. I don't have one at the moment, but I'm definitely trying to get one. I'll leave a link in the description for that as well, so you guys can kind of look into that a little bit more and learn more about that if you don't already know about it. This was the cheapest one that I found on Amazon, so I'm definitely saving up so I can get one of those so I can add the best water to my tank, because like I said before, my fish are like my family and I just want the best for them like anyone else. So anyways guys, I think that the test is ready to be checked, so let's get to these results. Alright everyone, so the time to check the test. Wow. Whoa, okay. That's crazy. The time to check the test results is here, and the nitrate is like off the chart. This is like at least like 40 to 80 ppm nitrate easily. That's crazy. That's really red. Like whoa. So that's the nitrate. Here is our phosphates right here, which is a pretty decent color blue, but not too crazy. And here is the KH, which is the hardness of the water, which isn't super duper bad, but for drinking water, I'm really like, wow, that nitrate, that's crazy. Alright everyone, so these results are not what I was expecting. Here is the nitrate right here. We've got the KH right here, and last but not least, we've got the phosphate right here. Now, I am going to lay these on a flat piece of paper and put the chart right next to them so you guys can kind of measure that out for yourselves and see where this water is at right now. Here's the hardness KH right here, which came out to be around 107.4 ppm. And here are the phosphates, which seem to be at a solid 5.0, which is pretty up there. Here's a nitrate test kit right here, which looks like it is at a dead 160, which is like the complete bottom of this test kit right now. So those were the results that I came out with when I tested the water straight from out the faucet. Don't really know what's going on right now. I hope it passes over, but I will keep you guys updated. This really reminds me of like a kind of Flint, Michigan type of thing, but not as bad because it's not as severe, you know. But it just goes to show how quickly like something can happen and affect the water in your area, which affects your fish tanks in turn. So for right now, I guess I'm just gonna have to go get some water from elsewhere and use jugs and whatnot, and I'm not touching that faucet until I'm 100% sure that things are back to normal. But anyways guys, that's it for today's video. If you like my content, leave a comment below about what you think about the water. It's pretty crazy. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Anyways, this is D Fish Keeper, and as always, thanks for watching.